to PWA! Welcome, everyone, to another edition of PWA Wrestling. Aaron Hurt alongside Outlaw Tony James, and we have had a great time bringing you this program over the past few weeks, and we have another huge main event tonight. For the second time since we began this program, we're going to feature a main event PWA heavyweight title match because your partner, one half the tag team champions, franchise player Chris Pruitt, gets the shot at Gary Gandy, the newly christened an opportunity that he earned with a victory over Wicked Will, which we saw just a week ago. So we know that everybody is going to be very excited to see that. Plus, we have got another situation that has been going back several weeks with L.A. Cordova, Morgan Taylor, and Chase Ryan. Just 2 weeks ago, we saw Chase and Morgan team up. That did not end well for Chase Ryan.
Not at all, not at all.
Because we saw L.A. and Morgan Taylor get on the same page. And now we've got a singles match that we're going to bring to you here very, very soon, and we know that you have some things that you would like to discuss, so I'll just turn the floor over to you.
Yeah, I want to apologize for my attire. I'm a little casual today, if you will. That's because Wally Carbo Jr. and the competition committee felt I had to run some tests to prove that I was able to get back into the ring, and of course the PWA's taking their time running through those tests. But enough about me and my return. We need to talk about crazy PWA action. And you talked about the whole Chase and Morgan Taylor situation, and all of a sudden now L.A. Cordova's plopped himself right down in the middle of it. I can't wait to see what kind of love triangle pops out with those gentlemen.
Well, I think that, yeah, that is an appropriate way to describe the relationship that we're seeing here. Very interesting dynamic, but that will be in our first match plus our big main event. So here we go with PWA Wrestling. Introducing first, he is accompanied tonight by the Massachusetts metrosexual gorgeous Morgan Taylor, hailing from Hidden Hills, California at a weight of 215 3/4 pounds, L.A. Cordova.
And there they are, fans, the new alliance, gorgeous Morgan Taylor and L.A. Cordova. I am Outlaw Tony James, and welcome to PWA Premier Wrestling Alliance. Don't forget to check out PWA.com. Don't forget to check out PWA Ohio on YouTube. And, of course, don't forget to check us out on Facebook. Colleague Aaron Hurd, of course, in the ring at this time, watching the strut and stroll, rock and roll of Morgan Taylor and L.A. Cordova. Of course, Morgan's had a bone to pick with Chase Ryan for a long time, and now it looks like he's involved a new friend of his. As you can see, L.A. Cordova. It'll be interesting to see how these two decide to pull it off. There goes another happy fan with a handful of nachos.
His opponent, wrestling tonight at a weight of 222 pounds from Zanesville, Ohio, Chase Ryan.
As my colleague makes his way to the back there, trying to pick off some nachos of his own there. We got Chase Ryan coming out to the ring. Sounds like he packed on a little weight, which is good for him. He's a tall guy. Looks like he broke a sweat. He needs to dig down deep into that survival mode. He needs a win here tonight to stick one to Morgan Taylor. Not only to do that, but for himself. He needs to show that he is capable. He does have a great history in the PWA, holding one half of the tag team titles. He's been on a bit of a drought. So he needs to get his act together tonight. And no better place than the PWA Arena, no better person than to put one over on LA Cordova. Am I right, Aaron Hurt?
Well, that is certainly, I would say, a very valid assessment. Thank you for getting things started here for this week, Tony. And yeah, we see a couple that found themselves just in time for Valentine's Day, apparently, Morgan Taylor and LA Cordova.
Absolutely, they're having a Hallmark moment, am I right?
Yeah, well, we don't want to cast any aspersions on their choice of lifestyle, but we're here to talk about the wrestling match that has just gotten started with the big collar and elbow tie-up there that LA Cordova turns into a hammerlock. But as you said, Chase Ryan certainly looked like he was good and warmed up and needs to make an impression on the championship committee with a big victory here. And at the very least, just not get shown up once again by Morgan Taylor and LA Cordova. That can't be healthy for an athlete's psyche. You know, that knowing that you are the better man, so to speak, or the superior athlete, and still not able to get your hand raised.
Absolutely, and you saw Chase Ryan there rock the cradle, trying to get leverage on LA, and then he got caught. And of course, Chase is a bigger man than LA, but not today. LA's cut him down, put him on his back, and that's what LA needs to do in this match, keep him grounded, whereas Chase needs to stay on his feet and use his height and his reach to keep LA at bay.
Well, I will say that although LA Cordova might be at a disadvantage in terms of height or strength or conditioning, but what he has in his favor is a certain ruthlessness that Chase Ryan has not displayed, at least in my experience seeing the man work, and perhaps more ring savvy, or at least better instincts when it comes right down to it. Chase Ryan, man with all the tools, just got to put them together. Connects with a big clothesline right there.
Absolutely. You get a 1.5, almost a 2 count there, Chase. The one thing that LA has that Chase doesn't
big elbow.
Is an angry Caucasian on the ringside there in Morgan Taylor.
Yeah, he's kept his distance, surprisingly, lingering far away from the ringside area, where I imagine these two have concocted some kind of scheme.
He followed that up with a nice clothesline again, a nice little turnover, and we're going to put a boot.
Oh, wow.
Right between the L and the A.
Boy, did that one connect.
Once again, though, only a 2 count. He needs to wear him down a little bit. And it looks like Chase might be a little winded himself.
Yeah, he definitely had to pull out a little bit of reserve to get that burst of offense going. He was, fighting from behind for the majority of the match so far, but don't know if one of those shots just rocked him a little bit, or if he is disappointed that he hadn't been able to get the victory with one of those high-impact maneuvers. But right now,
using the ropes.
Yeah, referee has the 5 count. Not needed in this case as LA Cordova follows him in. Holds on the side headlock. Takes him over. Nice headlock takeover.
Absolutely, and this is where we go to work. Chase has got to realize that his back is on the ground. He probably should turn in to keep a smaller pace there, and it looks like he's there. Finally, he's trying to work his way up.
Yeah, when it comes to a leverage situation, Chase Ryan, when he's on his feet, he has a big opportunity to do something just like that.
Side suplex. Nice maneuver. Can we get a pin out of that?
And floats over, hooks both legs, but not enough. And the frustration's starting to show. And I don't know if he might want to try to bluff a little bit more, not let these guys know that they're getting to him like they appear to have.
I don't know about you, Aaron, but if I got a 2-on-1 situation, I'm keeping my butt in the ring.
Yeah, I'm not going to get
That's
caught.
why right there.
Being the second man in automatically puts you at a disadvantage. Morgan Taylor cheesing like a fool on the outside at the side of it. Oh, big heel throw. They've been trying to work, it looks like, on the neck and the back, perhaps the upper back of Chase Ryan so far.
And he's using the ropes again. He's going to stretch the rules as long as he can.
And now Morgan Taylor finally coming to get his licks in.
It doesn't take much.
Well, insult to injury in that case. I mean, just more for Chase Ryan to think about, as we've already said.
Putting the boots to him and giving him a little choke.
Yeah, not only does he have to deal with that boot across the neck, he's got to have Morgan Taylor giving him a little bit of bad mouth there on the outside. And firing away with some forearms. That'll do a little bit more damage than his first attempt at becoming a part of the proceedings here.
Well, you know it's going to happen when you got these two guys together.
No, yeah, they're not, they're not here for any kind of community service. They're here to take advantage of their opponent any way that they can. And
look at that rubbing, just rubbing the eyes. Chase has got to get it together. He's got to collect himself, hit the restart button. There you go, and he's got to move in and out, get a quick pin, and get his butt out of the ring.
Yeah, drove him right down into that trapezius muscle and hauls off with some kicks.
There he's laying the wood to him.
Series of kicks to the sternum. Oh, L.A. Cordova.
Ring awareness, Aaron. You got to be aware every time and all the time where everybody's at.
Well, I think he might have been willing to take a few more of those kicks since he knew Morgan Taylor was sneaking around the backside to help him out. Hauls off with a knife-edge chop. Oh, and Ryan's momentum carried him out to the center of the ring, where L.A. follows up with a big clothesline.
That's one of his favorite maneuvers. He likes to set guys up with that.
Yeah, and again, I have to comment on Chase Ryan just being on the defensive. He was able to avoid that.
One too many times.
Yeah. And a big clothesline. There we go, drop kick. That's where the athleticism comes into play. That's where Chase Ryan is going to get a victory.
He got him with the John Cheever.
Plants him center of the ring.
Couldn't get it, though. LA's got a little more in the tank than that. You're not going to beat him just with one of those quick ones.
We have seen Chase Ryan go to that maneuver when he thinks he's got a man able to be put away, but not so on this particular occasion.
I'll tell you something, Mr. Ryan, quit telling us about it and just do it. There you go, put a boot to the head.
Yeah, trying to get the fans into this match, but definitely telegraphed it to his opponent. Didn't seem to have any ill effects until that point.
There was a hesitation all about that. I don't know what the ref was thinking. Chase didn't know if he wanted to cover him or not. And this, you don't get in the man's face. Get back in the ring, win the match in the ring.
No, this is exactly what he wants to avoid. And I'm sure Morgan Taylor wishes he avoided that big right that connected upside the jaw. Couldn't have happened to a nicer guy. But he walks right in. Oh, able to block it. Looked like L.A. was going for that belly-to-belly that he likes to use to put somebody away. Catches the boot. Right back to it. Again, blocked by Chase Ryan. Connects with the headbutt. Staggers L.A. into the ropes. Comes off, gets caught in the fireman's carry. Oh! And that's got to be it. Ladies and gentlemen, your winner by pinfall, Chase Ryan.
And as that sign says, tonight, Chase rocks. He needed that win. He got one up on L.A. Cordova, and of course, you know, that doesn't sit well with Morgan Taylor as well. But you got a winner in you.
For these two that have been dogging him, that have been, well, the moment of glory lasted only so long as Morgan Taylor snuck in. Not going to let Chase Ryan have the opportunity to appreciate the victory that he just earned.
Absolutely. This is where Chase Ryan needs a friend. And it doesn't seem to be working for him. He won the battle, but he didn't win the war.
No,
these two boys are going to work him over now and kind of leave and send a message all at the same time.
When these two jackals hyenas, perhaps, would be more appropriate with the way that they're laughing and swarming on him like a couple of scavengers. Oh, my. Nothing he can do about it either. Chase Ryan gets planted with that gorgeous drop.
Yeah, the gorgeous drop. Leaving Chase in a pool of his own sweat. And, of course, now look, if you just showed up at the match late, you'd think these two guys won the world title. We're in a tri-county area, so that just tells you how important it is to them.
Yeah, well, they're definitely proud of themselves and their exploits on this night, despite the fact that L.A. Cordova is the loser of this match. I don't think they care what the record books say. They're just more worried about going out and showing off at the club.
They just want to get one over on Chase Ryan, and even though he got the victory, which is a good thing for him, they're going to take this as a victory for them. Happy Valentine's Day, Aaron.
Yeah, I'd rather have a box of chocolates, I suppose, but that's a heck of a way for us to start off the program here. Chase Ryan gets the victory. Definitely propels himself further up the rankings, but he's still not settled the score with either of these two men. You see sauntering towards the back. Quite enamored with themselves. I guess they have to rely on each other for that because nobody else seems too impressed. I stand here next to a man who wishes to be known as Mr. 5-Star Gary Gandy, but he is still known as the PWA Heavyweight Champion. But that may change here tonight as you are set to face franchise player Chris Cruitt in a match that came about as a result of him issuing you a challenge. You said if you can get through Wicked Will, that new lackey, that stooge that you got hanging around, then you'd give him the match. Well, that's exactly what happened. So what are you going to do to not only come out on top, but prove that you deserve to be PWA champion?
Hey, Aaron, is this the part where you want me to go out and go, well, I don't have plans. Well, why would I tell you my plans, Aaron? Why would I give my game plan away? So Chris Cruitt can listen to me speak right now, so he can go, I know how I'm going to beat Gary Gandy now. He told me all the fair news that everybody wants to know. Gary Gandy 5-Star is going to tell me exactly how he's going to defeat Chris Cruitt. Why would I do that? I'm a smart man. You're not a smart man, but what's going to happen? I'll tell you what's going to happen tonight. I'm going to walk through that curtain. My music's going to play. The people are probably going to cheer because that's what they do, the people that give them 5 stars. What's going to happen? I'm going to walk in that ring. I'm going to punch him in the face, beat him down like the little man that he is. And I'm going to walk out your PWA Heavyweight Champion. Because I'm going to tell you why, Aaron. It's not 1 star, not 2 stars, not 3 stars, not even 4 stars. You know how many stars it is? You can count. You went to algebra class at least once. 5 stars, Aaron. And there's no added numbers or letters needed. Because I am Mr. 5-Star Gary Gandy. And I am your PWA Heavyweight Champion. And it doesn't matter who's next. It's still going to be the same. 5-star.
Well, all I will say is the name of a person is not nearly as important as the deeds that he accomplishes. So I wish you the best of luck tonight, champ, because I think you might need it. Our event continues with one fall singles action. Introducing, weighing in at 180 pounds, hailing from Lancaster, Ohio, Mexico, he is one crazy hillbilly.
Hello, PWA fans. This is Outlaw Tony James, and look who's back. He's back, ladies and gentlemen. One crazy hillbilly. Look at him. He doesn't know which way he's going, and it really doesn't matter to him. I like to call this man the Giant Killer. He'll take on anybody, anytime, anywhere. I've had a couple rounds myself with him. He knows exactly what he's doing and when he wants to do it. Don't let the mask fool you.
His opponent comes to us from the Motor City of Detroit, Michigan, at a weight of 255 pounds. He is Mastiff.
That's one angry man right there from Detroit. Mastiff, we'll be seeing if he's bringing the dog pound with him tonight, taking on Juan Crazy. This will be an interesting matchup. I hope Mastiff doesn't go into this match thinking it's going to be easy pickings, because if that's his attitude, it's going to be one long night. And same thing for Juan. If he's got a game plan together, I think it's going to work out. What say you, Aaron Hurt?
Well, I say that you're exactly right in that the muscular Mastiff from the Motor City should not underestimate Juan in the slightest. If he's done his homework, he knows that Juan has taken on the biggest and the baddest in PWA, and still coming out with a smile on his mask, I suppose, metaphorically speaking. But we haven't seen Juan in a while. I guess he's been busy plowing the fields, tending to the mules and the donkeys. But he's got his work boots on, as we can see, and he's all set to take on Mastiff here.
Mastiff's loading up with that right hand already. He's showing his cards. Yeah, he's showing his cards right now. He's going to tell everybody what he's going to do. He's going to punch and kick and push.
Yeah, he's going to have to rely on the strength, because Juan will have the advantage when it comes to agility.
Juan has a motor.
Wrestling.
I'm going to tell you right now, Juan has a motor, and he can go as long as he has to go.
And he might be able to wear this big man out if he can keep moving, if he can keep Mastiff coming after him. Then it's only a matter of time before the big man from Detroit gets worn out and becomes that much more susceptible to the unorthodox and unpredictable Juan Crazy Hillbilly.
Absolutely, absolutely.
I don't know, though, if Juan's thought this out too much. Perhaps he has. We know he loves to play the mind game, but I don't know if I want to give Mastiff any more of a reason to want to, do something like what looks like he's about to do here. Traps the arms, hauls off with a big headbutt, about all he could do, but he made it count for sure. And there's that right hand that, yeah, he had those dukes put up from the moment he saw Juan.
Absolutely, he's loading up big time.
Oh, but he walked right into the big foot.
Right.
We said the big work boot from Juan. I don't think it tasted very good to the big Mastiff, but Juan not letting him get too far away either. All reversal, able to put the brakes on, use that strength, and all 255 pounds plus of this big man comes in from one side of the screen to the other. Vertical suplex delivered as well as you can do it.
He needs to follow up quicker on those pins. Wait around.
No, he did have to pull one into the center of the ring, and I give him credit for that, but just that slight hesitation was enough for Juan to kick out before the 3 count, and now he turns the tables and holds up with a chop of his own. As we said, he's not intimidated. He's not going to take a back step or be afraid to trade blows with anybody. Lord knows when he has to deal with on the outskirts of Lancaster, where he calls home.
Another pin attempt. Once again, I'm shocked that Mastiff doesn't put a cradle pin on him and hook the fingers and lock it in. I think he's strong enough to hold him down for 3 seconds.
Well, and I also think that it might be a case of ego, or at least simply he thinks that he's going to be able to beat on Juan and to get an easy victory. I don't think he's expecting to have to rely on such maneuvers yet at this point. I could be wrong, but you are certainly the expert of the two of us here, Tony. But again, Juan making Mastiff go from corner to corner, takes him up and over with that big monkey flip.
Referee out of position. I'll tell you what, Juan has a game plan. You can see it unfold in front of us. He's wearing the man down. He's taking the gas from him, and that's what Juan does.
It seems to be paying off, and yeah, those knees to the midsection go right along with said strategy.
I mean, look at Mastiff.
Oh, he slumps back against the ropes.
He's sucking air right now.
Yeah, had to resort to raking the eyes just to get Juan away from him. Oh, the big slap.
See, that takes energy not only to receive it, but to give it. And so he's not conserving anything right now. He's just going full throttle to the wall and hopes to get a pinfall. Going for a T-bone, and he delivers. And once again, can you follow up with a pin?
Yeah, that was a prime cut of suplex right there, if I may say. But leaves his opponent too close to the ropes. Did not have the legs hooked, did not have the weight distributed properly across the shoulders.
Look at him, he's thinking about it now.
But that's what proves that you still have a lot to learn in the wrestling business, despite what raw ability we may see on display here from Mastiff. He hit the big suplex, but he didn't follow it up in an effective way. We're not here to criticize these men. We just simply call it as we see it. But Juan,
absolutely, you want to win, you got to do it.
Yeah, Juan,
you got to get it done.
Is at the mercy of the bear hug now, giving Mastiff time to reformulate some strategy, get that wind back, get that concentration back.
Absolutely.
And Tony, now, wouldn't as we have said, a veteran in every sense of the word in your case, don't you think that the more Mastiff has to expend energy, the harder it's going to be for him to concentrate, to throw effective hard punches?
Absolutely. He should have tried that bear hug earlier in the match.
Yeah, that might have taken all he had left. Oh, swings through with the big drop kick. That's not from Southern California. That's from the 614, I guess. But
and it was effective.
Yeah.
I don't know what he's doing here. He's going to fly high or fly low.
Oh.
He got just enough of him. Just enough of him, but that works against him now because now he's got to pick the man up and put him in the ring. And that's going to take time away from the pinfall.
Juan has little regard for his own well-being.
And that's a blessing and a curse.
At times, it seems to have put Mastiff in position to be pinned, though. Took a while to roll him back in. And apparently that was enough time for Mastiff to recover. I mean, we have no match to land on out here at the PWA Arena, but Juan could have just left him out there to lay and taken a count out. That's not how he likes to get things done.
He's loading up again, bringing the wood.
Blocked one of them, but couldn't fend off that right hand to the jaw. Oh, big clothesline. He just sticks that big bicep out there and lets Juan do half the work himself.
But instead of telling everybody about it, we saw it. Just pin the man. And that's why you only got a 2 count.
Well, yeah, I think honestly he might be doubting himself. I think that he's trying to convince himself just as much as these fans that he's got Juan right where he wants him, because we're seeing that he perhaps does not. Juan's not daunted at all, firing back.
Well, I think now we know why Mastiff was successful as a tag team partner. He's going at it alone now, and it takes more effort, doesn't it?
Yeah, he does not have anybody to tag out to get any kind of respite or break in the match.
Slamming him in the corner.
Yeah, Juan.
I've been at the end of this one. I know what's coming.
This could be
the Juan Quake. We'll see if that's what it is. I have a feeling that there it is.
And
bang.
Here he comes.
Absolutely. He doesn't even have to hook the leg on that one.
No, he knows that was enough to get the job done.
Uno's dos tres.
Big win for Juan.
Your winner, Juan Crazy Hillbilly.
And Mastiff might have to go back to the tag team division, or at the very least, work a little bit harder in the gym and in the wrestling ring. because he just didn't have enough to take care of Juan tonight.
Well, I'll tell you what, Aaron, like I said before, if he goes for that bear hug earlier in the match when he had more gas, he definitely would have had the advantage because he had Juan down with that vice grip like bear hug, but because he himself was going low in the tank, it just caught up with him.
Yeah, he had an opportunity to win there, and Juan, it's just another day in the life for him. We'll be right back with more fans. Tony James, what do you have to say about what we have just seen here? One crazy hillbilly, first time for him on our program against the big Mastiff.
Yeah.
But I think Mastiff might have underestimated Juan.
Well, I'll tell you what, I've been around the Maypole many times with Juan. He is a giant killer, right? Mastiff's come out and had a good showing, couple matches in tag, and now it looks like he's trying his hand at singles action. And when you first look at Juan Crazy, you're thinking, well, that boy's crazy, right? And that's about all you're going to get. But you don't realize the depth of Juan's repertoire. And, of course, his big Juan quake from the top, that's what makes him a giant killer.
Yeah, we saw that get the job done, but we're now all set for our main event. Now, this is a match that hasn't happened since July of 2017.
Well, you're right if you're talking Chris Payne. Gary Gandy, of course, I think is the only wrestler in the PWA to be the heavyweight champion without having an actual match. Because if you look in the history books, if you saw what I saw, he came out calling everybody on the roster saying he beat them all. I haven't wrestled Gary Gandy. Have you wrestled Gary Gandy?
I can't say that I have had the pleasure.
Okay, so Gary Gandy has this vast history of matches all around the world. The Gary Gandy World Tour, we finally get to see him in action in a PWA ring, him being our champ.
Yeah, let's see if he can live up to his own self-hype and see what Gary Gandy can do as PWA champion, having left Chris Payne in the dust, seemingly. Right. But he's got a lot of work to do if he wants to leave Chris Cruitt in the dust. Now, this man, your partner, you guys hold the tag team championships quite proudly, but you've both taken shots at singles titles recently. I'm sure you're just wishing your partner well in this match.
Absolutely. He's a cagey man. He's a cagey veteran. And Gary Gandy, I don't know if he's done his homework on Chris Cruitt. I know Chris Payne would have done his homework on Chris Cruitt. And we know what Chris Cruitt can bring to the table. We can only see if our champion, Gary Gandy, can hold to it.
Well, if the personality crisis that he's suffering is any indication, then this just might not be the night for Gary Gandy.
Keep in mind, though, Gary Gandy, Chris Payne, it's all about head games. And if he can get Chris Cruitt to play his game, then he will win.
Well, that's all that we have left for you in this program, fans, so let's get to it. PWA heavyweight title on the line, franchise player Chris Cruitt and Mr. 5-Star Gary Gandy.
It is now time for your main event. One fall singles action with a 60-minute time limit for the Premier Wrestling Alliance Heavyweight Championship.
Say your name.
Gary Gandy. From Louisville, Kentucky.
Have never met, as this is the first time we've had Gary Gandy defend the PWA title. Previously, it was Chris Payne. He's still got those same tights that look like he had a hand grenade in his pocket. But he's got Wicked Will out there with him this time also. He might have a guy named Will behind him, and we'll see if he's got the will to win. Hold on to that title. I don't know where Tony went. I don't know if it was at the behest of PWA management, if he simply has some role to play in this match, unknown to me, something that him and Chris Truitt discussed beforehand. We'll have to wait and see. But Gary Gandy might be wishing that Chris Payne was still around to take this challenge that he issued that he now has to face. Collar and elbow tie-up. Pruitt forces the champ back into the corner. Brings him out with a snapmare. Goes to the rear chin lock there. And you see those 5-star looks of our champion front and center. Oh my, that knee right to the short ribs. That gets Pruitt right where he needs to be. Gary Gandy at his mercy. Picks him up with a big slam, measures that elbow, and drops it right down on the champ. Quickly hooks the leg, but only a 1 count. Oh, but Gandy's still trying to fight back from his knees. Got a knee from Pruitt in response. Oh, set his head. Uncharacteristic of the veteran to telegraph that back body drop, and that short kick to the knee. Well placed, as was the knee drop to the forehead, perhaps the bridge of the nose.
He said no.
These two guys know each other well. As we have said, have battled for this title many times in the past.
He said no.
I think Gary Gandy somewhat desperately clamping on that nerve hold on the trapezius. It's going to take a lot more than that to coax a submission out of Pruitt. Oh, looked like he was going for a backdrop. Didn't quite get all of it, but got enough to dribble Gandy's head off the mat like a basketball as he begs off in the corner. I wish Tony were here to help commentate this action, help give us a little bit more insight, but nonetheless, I think this is about to speak for itself right here. Oh my. Short trip and a bad landing. Speaking of trips, I'm surprised Gandy didn't charge us all a fee for being passengers on his ego trip. We'll see if he can back up all of that boasting, all that self-aggrandizing he's done. Takes a big flying forearm. Oh, what's he got in mind here? Oh, Pruitt perhaps looking for a cradle pile driver. Gets him up for more of a stump puller pile driver. No matter how he did it, he dropped the man straight down on his head. Shot across, winds up, looking for that hip attack, but nobody there. Gandy proud of himself for being one step ahead. Next with that low drop kick. One thing you got to say about the champ, he is pretentious, he's arrogant. Some may consider him borderline delusional, but he's got the gold for a reason. And he can call himself any name he wants to as long as a champion goes along with it. That's what counts. We haven't seen Wicked Will interject himself, surprisingly enough. I don't know if they just have a particular spot in mind picked out for Will to intervene. We see him briefly in the lower corner of our screen. Hauls off with that kick right between the shoulder blades. Oh, and you can see the effect that it had. Oh. Not pretty, but it connected. Just flying in with a forearm or an elbow shot. That was targeted a lot more specifically, the leg lariat, but he didn't hook the leg. Gary Gandy had the shoulders pinned, but did not hook the leg, and it's going to take a heck of a lot more than that to put down one half of the tag team champions, two-time former heavyweight champion in his own right. Got that rear chin lock clamped on. Referee right there giving credit. It's not a choke. It looks to be a legal hold. cutting off the flow of blood and flattening it out, making it harder for Pruitt to get back to his feet. He's at one knee, needs to get back to two. There he is, back on both of his feet. Short, sharp elbows. Gets him a bit of separation, but not nearly enough. Gandy savvy enough to follow him right into the ropes with that knee, and it left it Pruitt with nowhere to go but to the outside, and here comes Will. We knew he'd slither in there sooner or later. Maybe 3 of those shots as effective as one from a fully grown man, but that's just my take on it. Will's certainly paying dividends on the outside. Not just good at carrying Gary Gandy's bags from the car to the building, apparently. All looked like he was going for a Russian leg sweep, but in the process turned that into an elbow that he dropped down across the throat. Unique combination of maneuvers there. Trying everything he can is Gary Gandy. What's he got in mind here? Calls out for the Three Amigos. It's not original, but it certainly has put many incredible wrestlers away in the past in its original incarnation. Oh, but Pruitt able to put the brakes on. And you see him swivel the hips, get right back. It looks like he's going to dish out a trio of suplexes in his own right. That MMA background of Pruitt giving him perhaps that ability to quickly get back off of his back in a position where he can be ready for whatever might be coming along in the match. Both men showing the amount of punishment that they've had to endure. I'll turn around right into that boot that sets up the DDT, just spiked him. And there goes the champ smartly to the apron and all the way out to the floor, getting some consolation and comfort from Will. Maybe they can double date with Cordova and Morgan Taylor. But Pruitt now seemingly distracted by Will, wanting a little bit of a receipt for what we recently saw. All this means is he's taking his eye off his opponent, the man that he needs to pin, Gary Gandy. And there you see, well, it looks like they might be heading for higher ground. Pruitt not letting them get too far away. They're coming right past me here at the commentary area. The fight's still going on. Oh my. Lots of bad news just went right past me here. I don't know where this guy came from. That Nick Stevens is very cockroach-like in his ability to seemingly hide in the walls. But you can't hide 500 pounds of the Razorback. They must have just been waiting right outside the back door here at the PWA Arena. Gary Gandy called in a favor, it looks like, because this had to have been planned all along. I mean, this just simply reeks of collusion, of conspiracy. But Pruitt will fight any and all of them. Referee has to have thrown this match out by this point. Quite frankly, this is disgusting. This is a gang attack. There's 4 men in there. Well, 3.5. Because we do see Nick Stevens in there, and he's calling the shots. I tell you what, I don't know if there's enough brain power between these four men to, to toast bread on one side, but they're certainly dishing out their fair share of punishment. Somebody back there's got to be compelled to do something about this. I know Tony James would be if he could. He might have been escorted out of the building. I still don't know what happened to him, why he's not here for this main event, but I'm glad he doesn't have to see this. He had to experience it. Here we go. Here comes Tommy Forte. Jeremy Rodriguez got some steel chairs. They might need a heavier arsenal than that, because that looked like it just barely got the attention of the Razorback. Credit where it's due for coming out, standing up for Wright and standing up for Chris Pruitt. I'm appalled at what I'm seeing here. And you see how casually he just disposes of Forte Rico. This is disturbing, fans. We don't need to see any more of this. We'll come back with a final word here for PWA. Well, Tony, I would say the more things change, the more they stay the same, at least with the way that Gary Gandy holds on to the PWA title. An indecisive result, I guess, would be the way I would describe it, but that was not the end of the story, because what we saw happen, that orchestrated attack, that gang beating, I mean, if you want to be honest about it, that was uncalled for in what's supposed to be a sportsmanlike environment. So I'm just going to ask you, first of all, if you have any preliminary reports on the condition of your partner, and second of all, since you experienced the very same thing just a few short weeks ago, what your perspective is on this happening yet again.
Well, I'll tell you what, it doesn't matter if you're in the emergency room having surgery done, or you have that doctor down on the corner that charges you $5. It doesn't take anybody to realize when a big sack of skin like the Razorback drops his body on you, you're not feeling too pretty, you know what I'm saying? So let's just leave it at that. Chris Pruitt is in a bad way, but just like anybody else, he can come back. I'm walking proof of it. It hurts a little bit for a long time, and then you just get over it. You know what I'm saying? For Gary Gandy, a man who holds the strap, right, who's making his new history in the PWA, it's one thing to hang out with this guy named Will who just doesn't care, but to now somehow connect himself to the Razorback, it makes me wonder if he's got another game plan going, or if he's just latching on to anybody that wants to hang out with him.
Well, yeah, I don't know how that diabolical Nick Stevens fell in league with
well, I think you're
Gandy.
giving that guy a little too much credit being diabolical.
It's hard to tell if this is by accident or design, but
I'd say he's no Frankenstein.
It's all bad news, no matter how it came together. But that brings us to the end of our program for this week. But we will be back next week with another great edition of PWA Wrestling. Thank you, Tony, for your candid analysis and assessment of this situation, and we look forward to joining you here on the show again very, very soon.
Anytime, Anchorman. Just remember, when you come to the PWA, you come for the wrestling and you stay for the nachos.